Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us today. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't have to wait until a certain institution is presenting. If you have a question, feel free to ask questions to any or all of our institutions throughout the entire presentation today. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available with all of the other session recordings in about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC, which I will drop in the chat right now. We are going to get started today with our main event, and kicking us off today is the University of Washington. So whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Excellent. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Franco. I am an admissions counselor at the University of Washington. Just going to go over this really quickly and we'll get started. Awesome. All right. So if any of you have not had the chance to visit campus, unfortunately, we're not holding any campus tours currently, but we do have a self-guided tour that is available on our website. If you do have questions, you can also drop them in the, I think, Q&A section or chat, but we're happy to answer any questions that you have about UW. I'll get going here and we'll get moving. So if you have not been to campus, again, we are holding campus tours soon. Hopefully we will open up here in the summer for campus tours, but you can come to campus. If you have not yet, we are on the shores of Lake Washington in Seattle. We are a few minutes away from downtown, so it is definitely a beautiful place to visit. We're home to over 180 different major options, everything from computer science to Canadian studies. You can actually find that here at the UW. The University of Washington also is home to more federal funding than any other public research institution in the United States. So a lot of students come to the UW to solve problems in the world, and you can do that as well if you're interested in getting published. It's definitely a fantastic place for you to find those opportunities. And speaking of opportunities, we're actually home to over 900 registered student organizations, everything you could think of from serious clubs that deal with your major, or if you're looking to potentially get involved in our ice cream social club on campus. There's a ton of things that you can do here at the university. Also, about 70% of our students live on campus. We actually have no first year live on requirement though. So if you do live in the Seattle area, or if you have family in the Seattle area that you'd like to live with, there is an option for that. About 94% of our students return for the freshman year. So we definitely have a lot of great resources available for you as a UW student, for you to feel connected with our campus community. And definitely we help support you through tutoring centers here on campus, our research libraries, and that really, I think, really pours into our 94% retention rate. And over time, our average time to graduate from the University of Washington is about 4 years. So we get you out of here, support you, and with a very valuable University of Washington education and degree program, a lot of our students definitely find employment after they're finished with their time at the UW. Here's some of our employers of UW graduates. About 74% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation. An additional 19% go on to graduate school every year. So you as a university student have somewhere to go after you're finished with your time. And a lot of our students will end up going to work for some of these places after they're finished. And they also conduct internship opportunities while they're here in Seattle as well, at a lot of these local companies and places as well. Here's our application checklist. We are on the coalition application. We have our own questions though. The coalition application is always open. So if you are free and don't have anything to do and want to get a head start on your application, you can actually do that. Our application fee is $80. We do have fee waivers available for students as well. And test scores this year are actually, we are a test optional institution, so we actually don't require test scores to be sent in. So you do not have to send in your SAT or ACT scores. If you want to, you're more than welcome to, but again, it is not a requirement for us. Once these applications come in, they undergo something called a holistic review process here at UW. So we take a look at your academic preparation and performance, and then we also look at your personal achievements and characteristics. So academics leads our decision overall. So we encourage students, if you are strong academically, please talk about that. And if there's anything that has affected your application while you have been in high school or even before that, we'd love to hear that in our essay portion of the coalition application. So, so there is a holistic review process we go through. It isn't just based off of numbers. I'll talk, we can talk more about GPA in the emails that I'll put up later on today, but this is kind of what we review you on. Our application opens up, the specific questions for the UW opens up on September 1st of your senior year. Again, the coalition application profile section is always open, and our application deadline is November 15th. We run no early action or early decision programs at the UW. Everything for us is due on November 15th, so make sure that you send that in. Finally, if you want to get in touch with your admissions counselor, you can visit this website, or you can also email us and we can send you that information as well. I am in charge of recruitment for students that come from Southern California. So if you have any questions, I am here to help you throughout that admissions process. But again, thank you so much for your time, and have a great rest of your day, and go Dogs. Thanks.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, University of Washington. We're going to hear now from Central Washington University, whenever you're ready.
I'll just get my screen up there. So hi, everyone. I am with Central Washington University, and my name is Andrea Baber. I help serve students in Alaska, Nevada, and Arizona, and also help out with recruitment in California. And above here is my contact information, and I'll also paste it at the end in case you'd like to contact me. So we get our name Central Washington University because we are located in the center of the state. So if you wanted to go and do one of those tours at UW and walk around campus, just drive 2 hours east over the pass and you are in Ellensburg, Washington. We are a small college town, which is primarily students. So it's a really unique opportunity for 4 years of your life to live with other people who are primarily your own age. Being a small college town, our town is really supportive of our students. Downtown is within 15-minute walking distance of our campus. And so our students really like to get out and explore. Based on our location in Ellensburg, we can go anywhere you want in the state to visit. So we have skiing and snowboarding at Snoqualmie Pass. We also have the Yakima River, as well as literally anywhere else within a short drive. We get 300 days of sunshine every year, and our campus has roughly around 12,000 students. So we offer over 135 majors and programs. These are some of our top majors, which would include business, education, music, the sciences, and our ITAM program, which stands for Information Technology and Administrative Management. We also have some unique majors that I've listed up there, aviation management being one of them. And I'll highlight aviation, music, and theater as 3 programs that do have a 2-step process to get into, where you have to apply first to Central Washington University, and then you apply into those programs to get in. All other programs are non-impacted, so we do like to get students in and out within 4 years. So applying to Central, we are still accepting applications for students who are interested in attending for fall 2021. You can find our application on our website, and we do have a $60 application fee or offer a fee waiver option. All we need is your official high school transcripts. We are test optional for SAT or ACT this year, so don't feel like you need to send those in. And then for students who have below a 2.5 cumulative GPA, we do a holistic review process where we will ask for a personal statement as well. But for students who have a 3.0 cumulative GPA or higher and have met the CATER requirements that you can see on my screen, those students are going to be guaranteed admissions if you apply. So that's kind of exciting. You know, if you have that GPA or above, you'd be guaranteed a spot at Central. And though our priority deadline was March 1st, like I said, we are still accepting applications. So I just want to really talk briefly about paying for college. We are a WUI school, that's the Western Undergraduate Exchange, and we are what I call an open WUI, meaning that if you applied by March 1st and you commit by June 1st, you'll be guaranteed the WUI. If you don't quite meet those deadlines, it doesn't mean that you are not eligible for the WUI, it's just based on money and the availability. But really, if you look at it, that's almost over a $10,000 savings on your cost of education, which is awesome. More about paying for college, I highly recommend doing the FAFSA. the last of us for Washington students. But if you haven't done so yet, you can still do it this year. If you are a junior or below, just know October 1st is when that comes out every year. At Central, we are NCAA Division II and offer lots of different varsity sports that you can participate in or go support your team. We also have a very lively campus, and you can see all the different activities. One I'll highlight is the goat yoga, which is one of my favorites. It's a fun way to get outdoors, do something new with your friends, and who doesn't love baby goats? So I also want to highlight some of our online experiences that we have. So you can schedule an admissions appointment through a phone or Zoom with myself or any of the other admissions counselors. We also have application workshops where we will help walk you through the application to make it as easy as possible. We do virtual campus tours, and we are really hoping to start doing in-person campus tours soon. And then we also offer Transfer Tuesdays, other info sessions on particular majors, and we offer appointments in Spanish for Spanish-speaking students and their families. And that's everything for me. So thank you so much for joining me today, and let me know in the Q&A if you have any more questions about Central.
Great. Thank you so much, Central Washington University. We are going to head now to Eastern Washington University when you're ready.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kareem, and I'm the advisor for Eastern Washington University. I'm going to be sharing my screen real quick, but yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you about Eastern. Cool. So Eastern Washington University, we are a mid-sized university with around 12,000 students. We're not too big, we're not too small, we're not going to really get lost, in Cheney anywhere. Yeah, it's a mid-sized university that could be a good fit for you. We are famous for our red football field, as you can see. I'm rocking the red behind me, and yeah, it's one of our really fun traditions that we have at Eastern is going to the football games. Um, yeah, our application is open right now. So if you are trying to come to Eastern for the fall 21, go ahead and apply. Go to our website and apply. The application process is pretty simple. All you gotta do is submit the app, and then we just need your high school transcripts and things like that. No statements or nothing. So at Eastern, many students graduate and get jobs related to their major. A lot of our students graduate debt-free and receive some type of financial aid. You can see there that number, almost more than 70% students get some type of financial aid to pay for college. I know that paying for college is always a big thing, so trying to figure that out. But Eastern, we're pretty generous in those awards that we give out. Also, many students graduate with some type of hands-on experience. If you're wondering, what your experience is going to be like at Eastern, I'm going to go through here and show some photos. Right here on the bottom, we have a photo of a student working in our engineering and robotics lab. So if you are a hands-on learner and you want to get down down and dirty with some of your learning environment, you could do that. On the right-hand side, you can see students at our at the Turnbull Wildlife Refuge. It's right down the street from us. It's like a 20-minute drive. It's a beautiful area to go on some of the natural trails and get some fresh air and go hiking. But you can see here, students are actually collecting water samples for their biology class and doing research out there in the field. So that shows you kind of a glimpse of what, getting an education at Eastern is really like. So at Eastern, yeah, we are the most affordable public university in Washington State. We do offer the WUI, so that could save you, thousands of dollars on your college tuition. At Eastern, we have a wonderful music program. If you're somebody who is playing an instrument right now and you don't necessarily want to major in music, but you want to continue with some of those skills, all you got to do is contact our music department and they'll happily get you involved in any one of the ensembles, the marching band, orchestra, singing, whatever it is you're trying to continue with. You can definitely contact them, even if you're not planning on majoring in music. So our top 5 majors at Eastern are business, biology, computer science, psychology, and engineering. So with engineering, we also have mechanical engineering and electrical engineering. Um, but in addition to those majors, I'd like to mention that athletic science or exercise science and athletic training and physical therapy are super big on our campus. Teaching, and there are many more things that you can learn more about us on our website. So at Eastern, we have Division I athletics. You could see in this photo right here, it's our football game. So it's a really, really fun tradition, as I mentioned, to go to the football games and support the team. It's a great way to connect with your friends, connect with the community, and just really connect with everybody in Cheney, because I feel like everybody from Cheney just shows up. So it's a good way to, if you just want to go out and support and be a part of the community, it's a great way for you to just do that and kick back with your friends, hang out and watch the game. But they're super fun and super high energy. There's also lots of other ways you can get involved in the community at Eastern. We have all different types of student clubs based on identity, based on academics. Not trying to go, for those D1 sports, and you want to do something more, you could join to play. And we also have lots of different types of sororities and fraternities for you to join in on. But I love all the different types of resources we have on campus, like the ice rink, the climbing wall. They're just, all of those things are covered with your fees, so you don't have to pay anything extra to go and do that with your friends. But I'm all about, the active life and doing those kinds of things. So we also have our diversity and inclusion program. So if you want to, get involved in the community in that way, that's definitely a resource for you. And we also have our campus safety for you to feel comfortable and safe on campus. Like I mentioned, there's around 12,000 students. There's 7 different residential halls to choose from to live in. And then there's also lots of different dining options for you. A lot of students also find jobs working on campus. So if you're trying to work on campus, connect with our Student Employment Center, and they could definitely, try to get you hooked up. Cool. So like I said, when you're ready to apply, go ahead and check out our website and contact me if you have any questions. Have a great day.
Great, fantastic. Thank you so much, Eastern Washington University. I'm going to transition in a moment to Washington State University, but I just want to take a minute and remind everyone that Q&A is open, so you can get your questions in at any time. But now we will hear from Washington State University when you're ready.
All right, give me a second to get my share going here. Okay. All right, so my name is Matthias Caldwell. I'm the Regional Admissions Counselor for Washington State University. I'm based in the Sacramento area of Northern California, so I do work with a lot of out-of-state populations. WSU is located in Pullman, Washington. It's really that kind of classic small college town in every sense of the word, with Pac-12 Division I sports, Greek life, strong academics, and a residential campus where everyone is living on campus or very close to campus during a normal year, making it easy to plug in, find your community, find your people kind of right off the bat, and just build that community on campus. I always like to start with this overhead snapshot of campus because I feel like it gives a really good indication of what to expect from WSU. As you can see, it's got that classic red brick building feel, lots of trees. It's a beautiful campus, a really picturesque setting, and it's pretty manageable, the campus size. You can walk across campus from one side to the other in about 15 minutes or so. So it's really, even though it's not a small campus, it's definitely not one of those schools where you're going to get lost in the crowd. WSU does have big school resources, but still manages to retain that smaller campus community vibe or atmosphere where you can walk across campus and bump into multiple people as you're doing that, which can be a lot of fun. So Pullman, Washington is located on the eastern side of the state of Washington. It's right along the border with Idaho. It's really only a few miles away from the border. It's, like I said, a small college town. So there's really only a little over 30,000 people in town, and 20,000 plus of those students are of those people are students in campus. So it really is one of those places where kind of everything you do, the people you meet, the places you go, the places you eat, it all revolves around that college life, the college experience. And so if that's what you're looking for, then we can be an excellent option for that. I mean, as you can see, almost 2/3 of the population in Pullman are students, and the rest are faculty, staff, and, you know, a few diehard locals who love the Cougs. And so it's a really fun place to do your 4 years of college. We are, like I said, on the eastern side of the state, which means that we get a slightly different climate than the west side. A lot of people, when they think of Washington, they think of the rain, but we actually don't get all that much rain on the west side. We get all 4 seasons instead. And so the big difference is that we'll get a couple months of snowy weather, you know, during the winter time. So if you're coming from out of state, especially, you know, California areas, Nevada areas, things like that, you know, that could be something that could be a fun change for you, depending on what your experience has been already. So there's a lot of different things to study at WSU, but first and foremost, I think it's always important to point out that we are a tier 1 R1 research university, which just means that we are one of the highest levels, highest general classification of research school you can have nationwide. So lots of government funding and resources pouring into our programs, our facilities. It also means that our faculty are conducting their own cutting edge research. So they're immersed in their fields of study. And there are a lot of research opportunities for students to get involved with. Hands-on learning opportunities are going to be right there and available. Because we're a tier 1 school, we have a lot of great fields of study in the hard sciences, things like engineering, biosciences, agricultural sciences are of course going to be really great and draw a lot of students. We've got a really excellent, you know, health sciences department. So anything from a school of pharmacy, nursing, we have a medical school, a lot of pre-professional programs in the health sciences as well. So we're going to be a great option for anybody looking to study the sciences. But we do have over 200 fields of study. So there's a lot of other things you can study at WSU and be successful. Everything from a robust foreign language and cultures department to, you know, the social sciences, things like psychology, criminology, psychology draw a lot of you know, students to WSU's campus. Our business department's very good. And even our art department, which is not our biggest by any means, is still a vibrant part of the campus community with its own art museum on campus. There's a lot of things to do on campus as well. Even though we're a small college town, there's a lot going on. We are, like I mentioned, a Pac-12 Division I athletic school, and that is a huge part of our ethos and kind of emblematic of the school spirit that happens at WSU. You can't walk across campus without seeing half the people wearing Coug gear and people shouting "Go Cougs," and it's just a ton of fun. But even if you're not looking forward to, you know, athletics and watching sports, there's a lot of other things going on. We have over 400 different student-led clubs and organizations on campus. So everything from, in recent years, we've had, you know, the Hammock Club to the Humans versus Zombies Club to the Peanut Butter and Jelly Club. I mean, there's Raptor Club where they rehabilitate injured animals and then help either release them in the wild or take care of them for the long term. And so there's a lot of different things going on, and you can start a club yourself as well with just a couple friends and a faculty sponsor. Greek life is a big part of our campus as well. So if you're interested in that, about 25% of our student body are participating in Greek life. So it is very relevant on campus, and just a lot of different things happening. But you got to always keep in mind that, you know, the campus is going to be the hub of everything, you know, because of the fact that, you know, the town is relatively small, the campus kind of overshadows everything. So really you need to be one of those places, want to go to one of those places where investing your time and energy into your campus is going to be what you're interested in. And then kind of wrapping things up, I like to mention just the 2 big out-of-state awards that we have for students. Kind of the lower tier is a Cougar Award for anybody with a 3.2 cumulative unweighted GPA or above. It gets you $7,000 per year knocked off of your tuition. And then the higher tier would be the WUI award. We are a WUI school. So 3.6 or above gets you that $11,000 WUI award. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And thank you for listening to me today.
Great. Well, thank you, Washington State University. We are now going to go to Western Washington University when you're ready.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. It is great to be with you today. My name is Jacob Jones Polton. I'm an admissions counselor with Western Washington University. And, you know, I'm just super excited to share more about our community today and just what we're all about. Western is a really special place, and the city that we're based in Bellingham is also a very special place as well. So as you can see here on this map, Bellingham is located in the
Jacob?
northern part of Washington State. Yes?
We actually can't see your screen yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Forgot to share it. Gosh, got ahead of myself there. All
We're
right,
so
that
excited.
should be working a little bit better now.
Looks great.
All right, awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so here we are with our map of Washington here with Bellingham is located in the north. So we are about an hour and a half north from Seattle. We're an hour south from Vancouver, British Columbia. So we are right there against the Canadian border. Super picturesque place. We are right on the Puget Sound. So if you want to go down to the beach and watch those gorgeous sunsets over the San Juan Islands, you can definitely do that. If you want to go out to the mountains and go skiing or snowboarding, we're only about an hour away from Mount Baker. So you can really have the best of both worlds there. You can have that outdoorsy experience in the mountains or down by the water, or you can go into these larger cities for that stuff as well. But Bellingham certainly has a lot going on in its own right. We have about 83,000 people that live there. So plenty of good bookstores, coffee shops, a lot going on there. Our campus is a medium-sized school, so we have about 16,000 students. Vast majority are undergraduates. And we have about an average class size of 27 students. Some of the things that we are most known for, we have over 175 different majors. A lot of people go to Western to study marine biology because we are right on the water. The environmental sciences, environmental studies is also huge at Western. Our Huxley College of the Environment was one of the first environmental colleges in the United States. So we've been working on climate change for quite a long time. Education, computer science, engineering, those are also really, really important majors at our school as well. But there are just so many things to choose from. I could honestly talk about it all day. You can actually design your own major as well if you find that 175 choices is not enough for you. Yeah, additionally, we have just a lot of excellent student clubs as well, great ways to get involved. We have a lot of service-based clubs, so students for sustainable foods, students for sustainable water. We have clubs for helping people experiencing homelessness. We have clubs for people that want to study things related to their major. So if you want to join the pre-med club, that could be a great fit for you. I'd say the biggest theme about Western is we're really big about getting outside, getting you, like really affordable rental gear to go mountaineering or kayaking or sailing. But we're also big about helping people in our community as well. So you'll find that whether you're in the classroom with lots of service learning opportunities, or you're getting outside, being involved in all the different activities we have around there. So very globally minded group of students, while also really focused on having an excellent experience in this local environment too. So a little bit about our application here. It is pretty similar to what you'll see at other universities as well. We do a holistic review, meaning that we care about your grades. Of course, we also are reading that essay. We do care about the activities you do. So just definitely bring your whole self to this application. Don't be shy about telling us your story. We really want to get to know you as a whole person. We are a rolling admissions university, meaning we're accepting applications throughout the year, but our regular deadline is January 31st. So if you're a junior right now, just keep that on the radar for next year. So if you want to go over and look at some of our scholarships, how much it's going to cost to go to Western, you can see what some of that looks like. On the right-hand side, we have this table for what it looks like for our Washington students, what it looks like for our out-of-state students. So if you are an out-of-state student, the total cost of attendance for 1 year at Western is about $43,000 for the year. So it's good to keep that in mind, as well as what it looks like for our Washington students for about $26,000 per year. We have our scholarships listed on the left here. So our Western undergraduate exchange for our out-of-state students is our largest scholarship, very competitive, so very important to keep these things in mind. But we've got a lot of options out there that we will automatically review you for. So lots of scholarships, and if you're not getting an admission scholarship, you can definitely pay attention to some of the departmental scholarships that are out there as well. So your anthropology department, your kinesiology department, biology, they've got lots of good stuff out there for you as well. So yeah, here is our contact information to just wrap things up with. So feel free to send us any questions you may have. They can be about different majors. So if you want to know about behavioral neuroscience or computer science or human services, or if you're just wanting to know more about our community, what's it like to live in Bellingham? What kind of places do students call home? Where's the best pizza place in Bellingham? Very happy to answer those questions for you and just help you figure out if Western is a great fit for you. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today, and look forward to answering your questions in the future.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Western Washington University. We are now going to leave the state of Washington and hear from Woodbury University whenever you are ready.
Perfect. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it, just because I know we're all zoomed out right now. There's so many different options you can do. So I really appreciate you being here. My name is Brett Chin. I use he, him, his pronouns. I'm the senior campus recruiter at Woodbury University. So Woodbury University was founded in 1884 as a business school. And something cool about Woodbury is that the founder originally wanted the graduating class in 1887 to be all or half women. So ever since then, we've always been half women. And so it's been something that we really stand for social justice and equality. So I love that as part of being part of Woodbury. If you are interested in gathering more information about Woodbury, you can scan the QR code at the top of that slide. With your cell phone, you can get more information that way. So in 1884, we were founded in downtown LA, and then in 1987, we moved to our current location in Burbank. So for over 135 years, we have prided ourselves on academic excellence and serving the community. We are a very safe community, and you can see in that top picture there, that's the main entrance to Woodbury, and there's only one entrance to Woodbury, and there's a security guard there. So no matter who's coming in and out, you always have to go past the security guard. So it's a very safe campus. Our campus is open 24 hours because we have a lot of labs and different spaces that students need access to 24 hours a day. So we are always open, but again, we are one of the safest communities in Southern California. Burbank is at the heart of Southern California's creative business and tech industry. So we have businesses like Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount Pictures, Cartoon Network. We're only 20 miles north of LA, so we're really close to everything. We are a Hispanic serving institution, so 35% of our student body identify as Hispanic or Latinx, and it's a very diverse campus. We have more than 25 plus student clubs and organizations, including Greek life, but also professional, just for fun organizations like the other schools talked about, but also just organizations which are major. We are a very small school compared to all the rest of the schools here. We only have 1,200 students, both grad and undergrad. So we're a very small school. Everybody knows each other. It's a tight-knit community. So as soon as you're accepted to Woodbury, all the current students will really try to get to know you and reach out to you. The class size is the average class size of 15. So you'll really get to know your faculty very well. There's a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So again, anytime that you need help getting a job, getting an internship, the faculty are there to help you. One of the things that I think that sets Woodbury apart from other schools is that we require an internship, and we will help you find that internship. And so again, that's why it's great that the faculty will get to know you. So you will see that the faculty will really help you find your job, but also your internship, but also help you get into grad school. So it's amazing. We are a practice-based education, meaning that it's very hands-on. So from day one, for example, if you are a filmmaking major, you'll be behind the camera filming, or you will be in our sound studio that we have on campus, helping the seniors and juniors film their projects. So it's a very hands-on. Another thing at Woodbury is that you own your work. So whatever you create at Woodbury, you own it as a student. So, and the faculty will really help you, push you to publish your work, to get it, promote it to the studios, to, if you're a film major, get you to film festivals. So it's, again, a very tight-knit community, and the faculty really care about the students. We do have 2 residence halls on campus. We don't have a live-on requirement because, again, we're a very small school, and most of the students actually live off campus. As far as scholarships, 85% of students receive financial aid, and we do have a renewable merit scholarship up to $18,000 per year. And again, that's renewable. So every year, if you maintain your GPA, you will get a scholarship. The average financial aid package is about 21,000. And I have another slide that I'll show you about the breakdown of the different merit scholarships we give you, but we also do have additional need-based scholarships as well. When you're applying to Woodbury, we are on rolling admissions. So we are on the Common App, and you can apply directly through our website. We are test optional, and we have been test optional for a couple of years. It's not just due to COVID, because we also recognize that just because of the score that you receive on your ACT or SAT doesn't reflect how well you do in school. We do have a minimum of a GPA of a 2.5, and we do have rolling admissions. So we are still accepting applications. So if you didn't get into your school, or you're still deciding which school you want to get into, you can still apply to Woodbury and be accepted for fall. Some unique majors that I want to highlight are animation, architecture, fashion design, fashion marketing. And in our fashion marketing, we are one of the only AACSB accredited universities. We also have filmmaking, game art design, interdisciplinary studies, interior design, professional writing, public safety administration, and sustainable practices. And again, if you need any more information, please feel free to scan that barcode, that QR code. Thank you. Have a good day.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Woodbury University, and thank you so much to all of our panelists who are here today sharing information about their campuses and programs. We are going to now do a very brief Q&A portion and get some expert advice from these folks who are here today. So I'll invite everyone to turn on their videos with me here. I'm going to briefly share my screen. And the first question I'm going to ask everyone is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to start in the same order. So University of Washington will kick us off.
All right, great. So what advice I would give through a person going through the college search process essentially is kind of make a list of what you want out of your college experience, right? So if you're looking at different schools, kind of figure out what you want out of that. If it's in Washington, if it's in California, if it's in Oregon, what are you looking for in terms of like environment, as in just the general environment, but also what does that campus have to offer you, and where do folks go after they're finished with their time at that university? So you're trying to find the right fit for you as a college, and so fit is super important. So if you think you can fit in at a large university or a medium-sized or smaller one, you kind of need to figure out what you want out of the next 4 years of your life. So I do encourage you, make a list, check it twice, and figure out what you want from these next few years.
Fantastic, thank you. Central Washington University?
Yeah, a piece of advice I would give would probably be to find a buddy, because there's a lot of information, especially since we're all been virtual for about a year now. It can be really hard to not only hold yourself accountable, but to keep track of everything. So if you do it with a friend, not only is it a little bit more fun, but you can hold each other accountable for like, hey, did you, submit your application? Oh, hey, don't forget there's scholarships or financial aid. And it's someone to talk to some of these things about, learn about some things that you may not know about, like what is FAFSA? Do I need to do it? So having a buddy just makes it a lot more fun.
That's great. Thank you. Eastern Washington University, what's your advice?
Yeah, I'd say when you're ready, my personal thing is like, what helped me make a choice was being able to actually go on the campus and check it out. So when that happens and when that's an option for you, go check out the campus, see what campus life is like, see what the energy is like, and see if you'll fit in. Because I mean, you never know. You know, you might go to a campus and just be like, fall in love with it. And like, that's the campus you end up going to.
Great, thank you. Washington State University?
Yeah. My advice would be don't get tunnel vision. And what I mean by that is, one of my colleagues earlier mentioned the idea of fit, and fit incorporates many different aspects. That's academic fit, social fit, geographical, weather fit, financial fit. There's a lot of different pieces that go into the idea of a good college fit for any one student. Sometimes I talk to students who get too focused in on one of those aspects of fit. And especially if it's a major or a sport or something like that, people change more than you realize in college. As part of what you're doing in college is finding out who you are. And so you might go in with one idea and come out with it entirely different. But if you go to a school based on one single idea, and then that one idea is one of those things that changes for you, all of a sudden that fit might fall apart for you. So try to pick a college that hits at least multiple points, if not most of those points of fit that I mentioned.
Fantastic, thank you. Western Washington University, what's your advice?
Yeah, I would say a really important thing is just thinking about the community that you're going to be a part of, both on campus, of course, but really off campus as well. When you're wanting to get away from homework and doing all this stuff, or maybe a lab or a different class that you're doing, what kind of places are you going to go to just chill out, to be able to just get away from school for a while and, develop your hobbies, follow your curiosity. So I think that's just a super important thing, is just, yes, of course, look at the school. Yes, look at the majors, all of those things, the cost, but really think as well about just what kind of community you're really wanting to be a part of, and what does it look like when you step off campus as well.
Great, thank you so much. And then Woodbury University will have you close this question for us.
Great. I mean, listen to them all. They all have great advice because it's definitely all helpful. Again, I would also say be open to, again, looking at the different possibilities. I really like what Washington State said about just like tunnel vision. Don't have that tunnel vision. Be open to different options, but also ask those hard questions. Ask what is their financial aid package. I think a lot of students are sometimes hesitant or scared to be like, oh, they might be mad at me. But no, this is why we're here. We're here to answer your questions. So ask those tough questions. What is the financial aid package? What is, if you can go on campus or have the opportunity to talk to students and ask them, what is the good, the bad, the ugly about the campus? Don't be afraid to ask those, because the students will tell you that, and they love talking to prospective students. So ask those questions.
Great, well, thank you so much for all of that expert advice on that question. Going to share my screen here for our last question, and it will be a rapid fire question. So I'm going to ask each of our panelists to take between 20 and 30 seconds to answer this. And the question is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Back with University of Washington to kick it off.
I'm a big football fan, so sailgating, which is tailgating on a boat before a Husky football game.
Great, thank you. Central Washington University?
Yeah, I think my favorite tradition is just move in. So we do have a on-campus or first-year live-in requirement. And so the entire university and community comes together to welcome you and literally help move your boxes and suitcases into your room. And there's a ton of really fun activities that we plan for you as well.
Great, thank you. Eastern Washington University?
My favorite activities revolve around food. So I would say going to the dining halls and hanging out with my friends at the end of the day and getting a meal and just like, kind of hanging out and talking and having a good time eating.
Food is universal, that's for sure. Washington State University, what's your favorite?
I'm going to add on to that food theme. WSU has an amazing creamery on campus. So not only is our ice cream great, but our cheese is fantastic. We have Cougar Gold cheese. And if you want to take it with you, usually it comes in like a $30 wheel of cheese. So I guess the tradition would be buying probably the most expensive cheese of your life when you go back home for Christmas or something like that to share with family. But it's worth it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Western Washington University, what's your favorite?
Gosh, I think my favorite is Lawn Stock. So we have just this amazing concert that we put on at the end of the year. And yeah, lots of great local bands and some up and coming bands that come to campus. It's a really great time. We're a very music focused campus.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Thank you. And then Woodbury University,
I would say our film festival from the current students and also the animation films that the students show.
Sounds great. And unique answers from all of you about all the different events on your campuses. That helps us learn a little bit more about that fit aspect as well, right? So thank you all so much. I want to especially thank our expert panelists here with us today, but I also want to thank those of you who joined to learn more about each of these campuses. Whether you're here live or you're catching the replay, was a helpful session as you go on in your college search. I'm going to share my screen one final time and let you know that these sessions today, including this one, was recorded. All of the recordings are available at strivescan.com/WACAC. And that when you close this window today, there will be a very brief 4-question survey. It would be very helpful if you let us know what you thought so we can improve these events in the future. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day and good luck in your college search.